Yeah,
Of course.
guys, I'm going to leave it over to you guys. Take it away for game number 1 in this tiebreaker series.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Nomad. Coming into game number 1, very important series. 2 series today, and this series feels very
important.
Very important, yeah.
Whoever wins this actually gets to play at the major. Other team, out. At least they're still in the upper season.
Yeah.
Upper division next season, yeah. So it's not all lost if you lose, but of course, you know, that spot at the major, everybody wants it. Everybody is yearning for it. Give me that spot. I need some competitive LAN tournament.
Yeah.
Give me now.
It's still a tough task after this, too. Wild
It is.
card's
It's
not
just a
going to be
wild
easy.
card. Yeah, you're gonna play against the likes of Nigma. Who's third right now?
VG is confirmed
VG,
third.
Nigma, Liquid, and a bunch of other teams that I don't remember because I have a boomer memory, but that's fine. It's not my job to remember things. It's my job to talk great things about great games like this one.
That's Gambit, T1. The winner of this, VG, Liquid, Nigma.
Sounds scary. Only 2 of them going to the tournament, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck, everybody.
It's going to be a fun little round robin there for the wild card. Should be interesting, but that is in the future. Got ourselves a good matchup here right now. And I'm excited for this one. I know we did the Wii on LGD. I do think that Yang, Brewmaster, one of his better heroes.
Sure.
And then we've just been seeing so much from Shadow Shamans, and like FY has been pretty strong on him overall.
Shadow Shamans are like always owning pretty much.
Yeah.
But I really like this Quap, or rather Invoker's Quap matchup. I think it quite heavily favors Invoker. And then if you go into a fast Orchid, which some do, or like Earn Orchid, can be very impactful of shutting down a Queen of Pain. And then this Juggernaut last pick, I think, kind of salvaged the draft. It's good against Undying, it's decent against Quap, and it's very good in clearing PL illusions.
It's been a while since I've seen Nothing to Say play Invoker.
Yeah, and last time I have seen it, it wasn't like super great. Like he's more the Exort type to me personally, like a more greedy player, but we'll see how it goes. Somnus, of course, no stranger to Queen of Pain either.
Ooh, homing missile up top already.
Ame
doing a lot of damage to Yang. Like both these heroes eating up a lot of harassment, and it's something that might make this lane difficult if you're forced to use that regen so early on. And there's the salve, only has 2 tangos remaining. Like this could get really difficult with that combo again.
Top lane is definitely the killing lane this game, like for both teams. Mid lane, nobody can really die. Bot lane, same thing. Can maybe last at some creeps and stuff, but nobody should really die unless Undying chooses to die to refill his mana.
We'll see how this goes as 7-1 for the Queen of Pain. You've got Jug, who's already 6-1. Ame, he's impressed a bit. I think there's a couple things that have been kind of like inconsistent from him.
Especially his mid-late game decision-making this season has been rather unrefined, I'd say.
Which is surprising.
It is. But at the same time, it was also always his biggest problem in LGD back then.
Yeah.
When he played with FY and Somnus players. His late game decision making was always either really good or quite the opposite.
Right. It's interesting. This is kind of like a little bit of an LGD reunion going on. Jinq with the snowball. Eurus getting low. First blood there for Faith Beyond.
I did not expect that PL out of all heroes would be the one dying on this lane.
Yeah, a lot of damage coming in from Faith Beyond. You've got that tag team with the snowball for a little bit of extra control, and then up towards top, you've got the Blade Fury with the right clicks from Innocence that help get the kill on a Yang. And this Gyro in the 5 has been what, LGD's staple 5?
Yeah, they picked the 3 games in a row pretty much. And it seems to be doing a lot of work. This Rocket plus Spin plus Rocket Barrage damage seems to be a lot of damage and too much damage to handle for this Brewmaster Shadow Shaman lane.
Oh, wow.
Now he's level 3 on Jug.
Gyro just sacrificing himself to the tier 2. It's been so long since I've seen someone just sacrifice to the tier 2 like that. There was a patch, what, like a year ago? Maybe a year and a half, where if you just got low in mana and health, you just sacrifice yourself to the tier 2. Yeah, there's
multiple times.
No repercussions.
Yeah, but of course now your respawn time is a bit longer when you choose to do that. And now a rocket out on Yang. If he's not careful, the spin rocket barrage damage is a lot. Like, they have to be super careful here. They get caught out of position once, they're dead.
Man, it's just going to get more and more difficult, so you know, you need to be really careful where you are in the lane and how much you're giving up to LGD.
And Euro's actually struggling quite a bit here. Another pull successful from the Dire. I didn't expect PL to do this poorly in this lane, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
Usually PL's quite good against Prophet. Another spin. Half health gone once more. No healing self left on the Brewmaster. Just a couple of tangos.
And these heroes are coming over mid to try and secure a rune of some sort. It's bottom, so available there for nothing to say, but he says, Jingq,
right
just pick it up.
Yep. Very good rune control here by Dire. And both supports are being very active early on. They just want to make sure that the squad can't snowball.
Yeah, as long as you can keep the Queen of Pain under control, slow down that 6 a little bit, slow down that progression, make sure that you can, you know, not feel that presence for the Queen of Pain who moves lanes pretty early, goes for a kill with that first ult. Homing missile coming in, but already too far away with the Blade Fury being activated there by Ame.
Whose boots are coming in now. So it was a little bit of an anti-timing with those boots available. Perhaps it could have caught up to the Brewmaster. But they have to be really careful, especially top. This Juggernaut is not very survivable when a Quap ult suddenly comes in. It's half your health gone instantly.
Rocket Barrage going out once again. Innocent sitting at level 3, Ame at 4. You've got Somnus here mid. Up against nothing to say. He's 23 and 7.
Taking a lot of damage from his Rocket Barrage.
Yeah, Homing Missile comes in again. Cinderbrew thrown down with the Ether Shock. He's got the Shackle. Rocket Barrage, FY. He's one shot from dead, but ooh, Innocence just can't catch up to him.
And this Gyrocopter is just 2v1ing them.
Yeah.
While Ame is just sitting there free farming.
Is this something that LGD are showing that we might see other teams utilize in the major?
We have seen other teams already try it out to some degree of success as well. It's a pretty strong 5 hero because it has very good stats gain and just overall a lot of magic damage. It's just, you know, in mid late game we often see him fall off.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't really offer many disables anymore. He's just a damage machine basically. Bob TP'd? No, sorry. Somebody TP'd in.
Yeah, FY TPing in to refill that bottle. Jingq walked forward under the tier 1 just about. And they also have the Gyro coming in.
I'm surprised he went 3 levels in Shadow Strike. It's pretty useless against Invoker. 3 levels in Quas, 20 health region permanently. You're not going to harass the guy down with Shadow Strike. And it kind of impedes your own ability of farming. Because you only have level 1 screen of pain. Interesting. We have seen Somnus with a couple of very interesting item and skill build decision making lately.
Yeah.
This might be one of them again.
He's done some weird things.
Yeah. And most of them did not work.
Eurus getting hit with the tag team.
Okay, on the real one.
They've got the snowball shards. It's perfectly placed. The tombstone is down. Red Panda trying to help keep Eurus alive, but Innocence is in, and he'll get the kill on the Eurus. They look over now as the Sonic Wave comes through. Jingq low once again. One shot from Gon. Somnus gets the kill. Looking for a second. Will find it on Innocence. A good turn there for the Queen of Pain. But they did still kill off that Phantom Lancer, and they slow him down just an extra step.
Yeah. And Walker also TP'd for nothing in the end, because they died too fast. And this is the quad rotation we're talking about. It's just level 6. All the heroes are so weak that one quadple is just half health of anybody. And the double kill was really important for the Quap, where it's been struggling a little bit up to this point. But now on the same net worth as Invoker. But again, this Phantom Lancer is not doing very well. He's not doing poorly either. It's just you would expect him to be doing much better on this kind of lane.
Right. Royal Jelly, Fairy's Trinket. I'm a big fan of Fairy's Trinket.
It is.
I think it's slowly become my favorite tier 1.
Yeah.
Like just behind Royal Jelly.
It just does too much. You get 100 health, 5% mana cost reduction, I believe. Yeah, and 5% spell damage.
It's a lot. For a tier 1 item, that's a lot.
Certainly. Rocket on the quad, but
Definitely my
Tombstone on the high ground here, okay.
My favorite rocket cosmetic.
Which ones do you have? The walking thing?
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with that one. It just looks
Radiant's
dumb,
top tower is under attack.
I love it.
I mean, it's funny, sure. It just, I don't know why it's there. They now have Wrath of Nature available as well, which potentially can be an AoE Finger of Death, if used correctly.
Yeah.
It's going no boots Witchblade on this Prophet. Damn. I've seen brown boots Witchblade or treads Witchblade, but not no boots Witchblade.
It's the rush.
Yeah, let's see what it does.
They're looking to
Pretty
go
expensive
Eurus
item.
again.
Nah, they can't kill my thing.
After last time, I'm not too sure that he's so
Xinqiu's in
survivable.
trouble.
But Jingqiu in too deep. Somnus making the rotation, and he's got himself a killing spree. All 3 of these kills come into the bottom lane. It's the second time he's killed Jingqiu. He's killed Innocence once over bottom, so a lot of help coming in from the Queen of Pain. You've got the Invoker who stays stationary over mid looking for a Midas so far. We're yet to see him really rotate and put his presence on the board.
Quas Wex Invoker going for Midas is pretty unusual. We have seen it a couple of times. It just really... His early game impact will be a lot lower than it usually is. Like we've seen some Witchblades, we've seen some Vessels, but this game, we go for Midas, the more scaling build, expecting to go late game.
He's actually moving top now.
Yeah, level 8. If Brewmaster gets caught in an EMP, he won't have mana to split. Also, Cold Snap plus Juggernaut Spin means that you're pretty much permanently stunned. You cannot use that split also. 2/2 rune split. No, 3/1 rune split actually.
Yeah, they got 2, and now, ooh, they found the Queen of Pain. They've got the homing missile coming in with the
Buffalo.
EMP. Do they have enough damage to get the kill on Somnus? He blinks away here with the Soul Rip, but the shards, they're placed right in front of Somnus as well as Red Panda, who throws the Sonic Wave the other way. They get the kill on Faith Beyond. They're going to turn this at least for 1. The Cyclone is out onto the Invoker. Nothing to say, trying to run, but he's hexed up by FY and is controlled enough where they might be able to get this kill if they have the vision, and they do. He was ghost walking, but not invisible.
Yep, LGD getting outplayed here quite a bit. Quap survived just barely, and the Prophet ult didn't clip him. Like, even if he just used the Prophet ult on top of him, he would have died there on the Queen.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean by using correctly. They had a lot of vision of neutral creeps with a couple of their wards, so it just kept bouncing between creeps. And his Witchblade first item is not really paying off at all.
No, that Queen of Pain kill would have been pretty massive.
Yeah. We have seen it a lot in the China region especially. This Nature's Prophet is rushing Witchblade, no Orchid. I'm not a big fan of it really. I'm not sure why this trend started.
Shard snowball deep in, but there's the Serpent Ward. Jingqiu has done this a couple times where he dives in too far away from his team and they're not able to do anything to help him. He dies yet again. This is the 3rd time that he's died already.
Yeah, it's the first time we really see him not get anything done. He's trying to do a lot of things, just nothing really works out for them right now. Juggernaut, however, still free farming Omni Slash, committed onto the Brewmaster, and dead.
Yeah, quick kill there onto Yang, uses that Omni Slash, still trying to get into the Battle Fury, which he's not too far away from, so this is a pretty decent timing.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
His Omni Slash, of course, deals a lot of damage, especially with the Treads. Broadsword and Claymore as well. He's going to be massive this game. In a prime position to carry this game.
And then it comes down to that decision making.
Yeah. Quap is actually choosing to not even go for Orchids, so there is 0 pressure timings on this Juggernaut.
Radiant's top
Like,
tower
he
is under
can
attack.
only die if he gets hexed this game.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. The Orchid seems pretty standard. It really gives you a boost in killing supports and feeling like you're putting some presence on the map.
Yeah, it's really standard for Prophet also. Like, these Chinese teams seem to really not like Orchid anymore. Much, at least.
Smoke top from Elephant.
Juggernaut is level 12, by the way. He's out-leveling everybody by at least 2 levels. Like, he's insanely farmed.
And he's got that Battle Fury, so he
Already
will
up
be
there.
able to get quickly in that Manta. I like this from LGD, where they're moving around the map, avoiding Elephant, trying to take towers, and they should be able to take this tier 1. But that's...
Dire's structures
Well, they
are
look mid
fortified.
for nothing to say, and they don't catch him just
Dire's
yet.
top tower is
And
under attack.
another Phantom Lancer going for Manta style first as well. Chinese teams are playing really conservatively lately with the item build.
Fall down, and Primal Split comes out, looking over at Innocence.
Should just be a dead gyro.
And should get run down eventually. Ether Shock, the stun, and Shackle. Yang gets the kill.
Another tornado up, potentially. Might result in a second. Nope. Not looking to chase for this one.
He's got Snowball. Would have some time to maybe get his team over.
Wasn't it Faith Bean that did the same item build like just 2 days ago? This Witchblade into Gleipnir? That was him, right?
It might have been.
When they played against VG? Yeah, it was him. It was him. They barely managed to win that game.
Pretty certain that could have been him as they go into Yang. He's already used that Primal Split. That Primal Split was used to get a kill there onto Innocent, so doesn't have it available, and he ends up now losing his life to Innocent.
The Juggernaut right now just deals too much damage. Whoever gets Omni Struck, Omni Slash,
Yeah, that would work
is
too.
just gonna die. Like, it's just too much damage at this point. Level 2 Omni Slash, you get an attack speed bonus, as well as the bonus damage. Man, this Juggernaut can really carry this game. Like, once we hit minute 20, he gets the shard, where you have like this auto attack spin. It is gonna be a lot of damage. Prophet building into the catch as well. And Invoker finishes Midas.
Yeah, so Faith Beyond that game went Gleipnir, BKB, AC.
Yeah.
Hex, Satanic.
This game around, he went Witchblade first. Which so far, in all honesty, hasn't really done much. Not a big Witchblade fan. I feel like a lot of people just build it because it looks nice.
It does.
Looks strong on paper, but compared to like an Orchid or something, it really doesn't do that much, and it almost costs the same. Juggernaut Yasha already completed. Minute 15, Yasha treads Fellow Fury. He is massive.
He's sitting 2k ahead of Eurus. And they'll go to the Serpent Lord's mid. They'll try to take this tier 1 tower. LGD, they respond immediately, so...
No chance.
Elephant, we'll see if they can do anything with this. Innocent's caught a little bit too far, but the Tornado comes in to save him for a little bit longer. He's got the Spirit Vest on him, so he's dead to rights with the right clicks coming in from Somnus.
Yang actually itemized into a vessel first on a Brewmaster. I mean, it's a good way to ignite your own Cinder Brew and stuff. It's just a very unusual item build we see.
Right.
Unless they have something is really hard countered by it, like a Bristleback or something. You usually don't see it. But he prioritized it quite a bit. I mean, China has always been, you know, they always had very interesting item builds with what they prioritize. And
Can make you have a head scratcher moment.
yeah, sometimes it's really good though. So I really love that they just innovate a little bit and bring in new things.
He went Rod of Atos first on the Gleipnir.
Yep, he did that last time as well.
Yeah.
Just to have some additional catch. Because Invoker did go for the greedier route. Midas into BKB. We'll have to see if this Invoker item build pays off in the end or not. Usually, if you don't get much done in the early game as Quaswax Invoker, which he really didn't, 1 assist, you tend to fall off, and this Midas is to prevent that a little bit.
Yeah, there really isn't much that we've got him do just yet. Ame, by the way, he is very close, like 200 gold from finishing the Sanjin Yasha.
Yeah, and he's going into the Axe and then into the Shard.
He's going to be so strong.
He will be insanely strong. And as I said, have no Orchid yet. He's building it now after the Yules, but it's going to be very late. However, he did go into the Saint Yasha, not into the Manta, so this Orchid is not dispellable. Which is a little bit scary, honestly. Like, if you get Orchided, it's still going to last a good 3.5 seconds.
Yeah,
in
so
which you can't do anything.
you won't be able to get that damage out. You won't be able to use your Blade Fury, your Omni Slash. Like, you want to be able to get in and do damage, but you know, just the right clicks may not be enough.
It can be very scary. Like, you're Orchided, suddenly the Peel just runs on top of you, you're out of mana, you can't Omni Slash, spin, you can't do anything. You have to be very cautious.
Serpent Wards again, and they're going to go to the Hex onto the Gyrocopter. They've got the Meteor coming down. That's going to land right on top of FY. That hits over to the back onto Somnus. He needs to be careful with how much damage he's taking, especially inside the call down. They've used the Primal Split. They've got the Cyclone on to Ame. But it ends up just being a 1-for-1 trade and the tier 1 tower mid. Cost them Serpent Wards, a Tombstone, Primal Split just to get that.
They needed to get it though. Like they really needed to open that map up.
Yeah. With how well Ame's farming, you need to be able to invade the jungle, invade the other side of the map a little bit easier, right?
Yeah, certainly. And now
They
they're
go into
going to
Roche.
Roche. Yeah, they know that they expanded Tombstone, they expanded Shaman Wards, Quap Wave, and even Split. Everything's on cooldown. This should be a pretty easy Roche. Juggernaut with electricity is so much.
Yeah, and he's about to have an Aegis, so he'll feel more comfortable.
This Juggernaut feels this is very happy with the state of the game. He also went for the healing ward cooldown, which puts it at 40 seconds. It's a crazy good talent, actually, that not a lot of people go for.
That feels pretty good, considering the other side's 20 attack speed, which is an okay amount. But having that healing ward more often just feels more
A healing ward is the
beneficial.
most broken ability of Juggernaut, hands down. And it cuts the cooldown by 1/3.
Yeah.
So it's really good. Philosopher's Stone, Xingqiu is going to be very happy about that. Although it's not the greatest Tusk item because it reduces your base damage, of course. It means your punch deals less damage.
I
so
wonder
maybe
if-
it will be the Gyrocopter.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I think Gyro's going to take it, and he has put it into his stash, so...
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, Gyro is also here that can scale quite well with money, so could pick up either way.
I just don't think Xingqiu would want to cut down his damage with the way he plays, right?
Yeah, not a player
Radiant
like
are
him, for
scanning.
sure. He's always in front line, looking to punch people. Etherlands completed an FY. Perhaps looking to set something up here.
There's the Diffusal for the Phantom Lancer going into the Heart next.
Once that Heart is online, it's going to be quite hard to bring down. However, the Juggernaut Shard is online as well. We have seen it time and time again how much damage it can deal.
Yeah, he was holding about 3,000 gold. I was surprised that he chose to go to the Shard. He was getting towards that Axe very quickly.
Yeah, it's an S-tier shard for sure. It increases Blade Fury movement speed by 100, and you auto attack every second for 75% of your damage, which also cleaves, of course. It is just an insanely good shard.
So looking to come high ground now.
Brewmaster has no TP.
He's out of this fight.
Brewmaster is
Undying.
really far away.
Just TPing back.
Tower is gone.
And they're going to lose the tier 3 tower. This is so far for free for LGD. They're still holding out of the Aegis. They may want to just keep their momentum forward. There's no reason to back off at the moment.
Another Electro coming soon. Okay, it's been used defensively.
BKB picked up here by the Invoker. He's hit with that Spirit Vessel Tornado.
Oh, Tornado.
That comes in, hits Eurus as well as Red Panda.
And respecting the high ground defense. They forced everybody back. This was super good for them. They got a free tower, they've managed to force everybody back, and now they're just going to farm the map again.
Yeah.
It's so good to do, especially when you have a Prophet, because obviously he has the global teleport. Can just be anywhere, push out any lane.
Feels pretty perfect, honestly.
Yeah, and they're just doing the same thing again. All of Radiant moved away. They have to be really careful here. If they get caught down with their pants again.
Yeah, with TPs on cooldown, you don't want to get too far away from the base, and LGD are the ones pushing in once again.
They are already here again. Are they ready this time? Not yet.
This could be a big issue, depending on how much they're willing to give up here, or how late
Lot
they
of
are
damage.
coming back. Tornado comes in once again. Yang, he's hit now with no mana. They've got the Sunshine of Xingqiu. They'll use the Serpent Wards as well as the Sonic Wave. That's going to push back a couple of these heroes, but the BKBs are going to be popped by nothing to say with the Cyclone onto Ame. Ame moving forward, one shot onto this Queen of Pain. Hexed up, shackled up, might not get out of this one.
There's Aegis though.
He gets free for a second. Faith Beyond falls to Eurus, and there's the Aegis going down. Nothing to say. He's going to follow suit. They've got 3 heroes dead on the side of LGD, and now Ame just trying to fight 1v5. Blade Fury TP, he's gone.
Yeah. They overstayed their welcome there for sure. Trying to dive the base early on is usually not a good idea. We see here why as well. Brewmaster gets a split off after using the stick. 4-man Sonic Wave. It's just too much to handle. You can see it here in the replay again. Was a super good play by the Quap Massive wave coming through. And it's just so hard to fight on the enemy's high ground like that. Like, you have to respect the high ground. They didn't get punished for it badly. At least Juggernaut made it out alive. Like, if Juggernaut dies there as well, they're in a load of trouble. Now, Phantom Lancer is suddenly very close to this heart. Once he has that online, we have seen time and time again how strong it is. You have this permanent 1.6 max health region. They might not have the damage right now to deal with him.
What changed in that fight that made it feel like LGD were just so overwhelmed?
Because they were ready. Like, they were all in position, and they chose to dive a Brewmaster, who's the tankiest hero they have. They were like, he doesn't have mana. He had a 20 stick, gets back to full mana, or half mana, gets a split out, and the fight is just over.
Right.
Because you used your entire load on that Brewmaster. Can't fight after. We have also seen Juggernaut, once that spin is expanded, he got orchided, he died instantly. He has to be really careful with that.
Yeah, things might be a little bit easier for him if he does have that Ags where he's able to Blade Fury, maybe get off that Swift Slash and keep himself untargetable.
The biggest problem is that both Omni Slash as well as Swift Slash have a pretty decent cast animation, but Orchid is instant.
Yeah.
So you spin, Quap is on top of you, you will get Orchided every time. Which is why we generally see Manta Style on Juggernaut.
Yeah, give him the opportunity to get out of that silence. He's going Mjolnir next, so he's not even going to the Manta now, which...
It could backfire, but at the same time, he has a lot of potential to deal damage.
Who I really didn't feel in that fight was nothing to say.
Yeah.
He got hit with that Spirit Vessel, and then all he was doing was running.
Well, that's the thing with his item build too. When Midas to BKB, he just doesn't really do a whole lot with his item build. And even Nature's Prophet, now he finished the Gluttony, but in that fight, he didn't even have his Maelstrom. Like, they were just not ready to fight, but they kind of forced it on the enemy's terms.
Right.
Now Quap also going to Witchblade, third item. Man, China really loves this item, huh?
I guess so.
I don't know why they like it so much. It's insane.
It really seems to be most popular here.
Yeah. It's pretty expensive. I mean, it gives good stats. Of course it does, but it's almost a BKB, you know, at this stage, which you could argue is much more impactful against all these stuns and everything.
Faith Beyond going into the Shard.
Oh, looking for an enemy, but he beat out already. Euros now hard picked up already. On his way to Skadi. This PL is damn scary now.
Yeah, for sure. It's a 2K lead, though, for the Jug over the PL.
Yeah, but at this stage, 2K lead is really not that much. Especially because he itemized in a way where like Omni Slash and Swift Slash are not that impactful against Juggernaut. I mean, against the Phantom, sorry. He has so much health to work with, so much armor to work with. Juggernaut is more about killing the rest of his team.
There's the smoke play. 5-man smoke from Elephant.
Blink Dagger picked up on Shadow Shaman as well. We have seen so many times.
Yeah, there's a lot of
instant
power spike
initiation.
here.
Yeah.
Blink Dagger, Ags on this Brewmaster. He's got those 2 charges ready to go.
Even though we see like a 3K gold lead, it's anybody's game at this point. Like, his PL is very strong. Quap has a lot of potential for damage output, and Shadow Shaman is just the Disable King this game. Usually he's on the Tusk King, but today he's King of Disable. At least in this game.
Still got more to come in this series. Ags finally finished off there for the Invoker, so has the access to that Cataclysm.
Which they don't really have a great combo with.
Not really.
They have a Glepnir, I guess, which is pretty unreliable. But yeah, Roshan up in 40. That's going to be the next point of contention.
Which I would say Elephant might have the advantage on.
They have Shaman Wards, they have Tombstones. It's incredibly hard to fight with all these abilities. Red Panda got caught out though. He did not get punched though.
Dire's top tower.
Looks like he was in trouble for a second. The rest of the team rotates over to help.
At least they don't have that Undying Ult now for Roshan. Which is really potent there. Just increasing all damage by 30%.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Gyrocopter picked up a Lotus Orb now, which is very helpful, especially for a Juggernaut. We spoke about the inability of purging that silence. Now they have a way.
The dusk is always ready for a fight.
The next team fight could end like in a very anticlimactic way, where one Omni Slash just obliterates the entire team and it's just over, you know. Or it could last really long and the PL just whittles them down.
Yeah, he's starting to go to a point where I'm not sure they kill him.
Yeah, the real problem is for this Prophet, you can Gleb near him, but he has Manta to deal with that, and he just charges on you, and your team cannot help you.
We've seen that already a couple times with Faith Beyond, where he just gets aggressed by the Eurus, and there's nothing he can do.
Yeah, he has no counterplay right now.
Cataclysm does get used, and they'll get the kill on the Yang. They're going to look over as now they've got the Gluttony as well as the Sonic Wave coming in for the Queen of Pain. Serpent Wards were committed. Snowball over. They've got the dust on Asandus, who blinks away. They finish off FY. Asandus is getting chased by a homing missile.
Be careful with the Gyro, he's taking a lot of damage. But he's fine. No healing ward, up in 20. And that's what we spoke about, it's just too much damage coming out. They actually managed to hit the Cataclysm on the back of a Walrus Punch. Which I guess makes a lot of sense, because you can just punch him and then snowball him, keep it in place for a good 2 seconds.
Yeah.
More than enough time for the Cataclysm to hit. Now, Aegis cheese.
A quick Roche. Like, that was gone in an instant.
They have way too much damage when they die. And once this Mjolnir is completed on the Juggernaut, he will have an abundance of damage to deal with the PL. Who's going into a Butterfly.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle
Not the
tower
biggest
is
fan,
falling.
since he already sees the Mjolnir build up on Juggernaut, which of course pierces evasion. It is one of the better damage items from Phantom Lancer.
Right.
And if he does manage to complete an Abyssal Blade after that, he will have
Radiant's
a lot of
top
damage to his
tower
name as
has
well.
fallen.
It's just a little bit counterproductive, you know, if you build items that are already somewhat countered. Because the Prophet also already has a Gleipnir, which same thing. It pierces the evasion as well.
It's almost that Mjolnir. She was being built for Invoker.
They're just building in a way such that they can deal with the Phantom Lancer, who is now, at this point, the only problem. Quap, not really that scary, to be honest. Like, his items don't really allow him to stay and fight. He still needs that BKB, in my opinion, choosing to itemize into a Linken's instead. Which... What does it block this game? Like, a Sprout or Cold Snap? A Rocket? It really feels like a very bad Linken's game, to be honest.
How much is that going to do for him, the Lincolns?
I feel like almost nothing.
Right.
I feel like this BKB would actually be so good for him. Somnus is not a BKB, like somebody that likes BKB though. Like we have seen it in the past couple of games. He tries to avoid building it ever. It's like his kryptonite. I feel you, you know? BKB is a boring item.
I don't think BKB is an exciting thing.
I mean, I agree. It's just a lot of people disagree with me.
Like,
it's like such a boring item.
Like, here's how it's exciting. You know there's going to be an episode in the anime where he pops BKB and it just goes off into, like, this montage of nobody can hurt him.
You mean in Dragon Knight?
Yeah.
In Dragon Form or without?
Oh, I don't know. Cataclysm coming down. Primal Split used by Yang. Try to run this one away.
Wow, the Omni Slash! Or Swift Slash.
Yeah, Yang not going to be able to get out of this one as he is hit by those shards, and everybody's here from LGD.
The Alacrity Swift Slash killed all 3 pandas instantly, almost. Like, the last one had like 200 health left. And he chose to go back into his normal panda form because otherwise he would have died anyways.
Yeah.
This damage output on his Juggernaut with Alacrity is ridiculous. Redonkulous. He's not even 25 yet. I would love to just see him go for the Omni Slash down.
Plus 1 second on the duration.
He just shred everything. I think the PL does not live through this. If he ever finds the real PL, he's done. Like, Juggernaut is really considered of an anti-core. Late game Juggernaut, 1 Omni Slash kills anything. Like, no matter how tanky you are, even if you're a Medusa 6-slotted, you are going to die. It just deals too much single target damage.
That with the Swift Slash. Just getting so much Alacrity too.
This Alacrity on him makes him just... become absolutely broken. Maybe he will even choose to go for the alacrity damage and attack speed, which would increase it even further to 150, 150.
So quick disconnect
Yo
here.
DNK. What does that mean? A little bit of lag.
A little bit of lag. All right.
Yo DN means a little bit.
Okay.
Have a little bit. I'll be your Chinese tutor.
Well, I usually don't see that. It's usually like kale
Kale, yeah, this means lagging.
or the double equal sign. That's the lagging, right?
Yeah. Well, double equal sign is just pause.
Yeah.
They sign for pause. Could be for whatever reason.
And
I
then
mean, I miss speaking Chinese. I don't really get the chance to anymore much.
I won't respond, but you could always just speak it to me.
Yeah, in the middle of a cast.
Yeah.
So you just cast in Chinese, you're like, what the hell is he talking about?
Somebody will know.
Yeah, not you. You're my caster buddy.
I'll learn, though.
You will learn. I doubt it. I doubt it. Like, Chinese is not a language you can learn just by hearing. You need to actually kind of be able to see the characters so it makes sense, you know? It's a very tough language. It's the hardest language I've ever learned. It's
Jeez.
insane.
I have it on my phone for Duolingo, but
How's that going?
it's not going well.
It is incredibly hard to learn by yourself. It really is. But it's also an incredibly useful language to learn. He went for the alacrity damage and attack speed. Now it's 150 attack speed, 150 damage.
That
Which is a lot.
yeah, that is so much.
It gives Juggernaut double damage, basically, and almost double his attack speed. Like, if he Omni Slashes anyone during alacrity, the service is going to crash, I think.
If he gets a double damage as well, yeah.
Yeah, double damage,
Alacrity.
alacrity, maybe Moon Shard,
Come and fight.
Solar Crest. Let's go.
You see a Solar Crest on Jinq, but he's going for the Lotus Orb.
And don't forget, like, his spin deals 320 damage per second, and with the shard, he will proc Battle Fury as well as Mjolnir during that spin as well. So there's a potential for that whole thing to deal a good 3,000 damage just by itself. And then you have Omni Slash and Swift Slash afterwards still.
I also want to say, Innocence is super farmed.
He is rich, yeah.
He's doing so much
Has to be
right now.
expected though, like, minute 17, first item that dropped was that Philosopher's Stone. He has been holding it ever since. Crazy amount of money he got from it.
Yeah, he's also farming really well.
Ages gone though. Didn't really use it for much. But still, the lead grew to 13k gold.
Yeah, so they've used it to get that kill on the Yang, secure themselves some farm. That got them over to the Shivas on the Invoker. You've got Jug, who's very close to finishing this Abyssal.
And it's gonna be a huge problem. Like, this Brewmaster will not feel impactful, I think. Just one Swift Slash, just one random Omni Slash, like he accidentally walks in, he's just dead. Like, you have to be so careful. He will need that talent, level 20, 1400 Rulings health, but even that won't make him tanky. It's just, maybe accidentally he won't just get blown up. Now Invoker very tanky as well with Shiva's BKB combo.
And they're about to have AC too, so.
Makes everybody even more tanky, yeah. The problem is, the way the co-op itemized, she is not going to be able, as I said, to hold her own in the team fight, which kind of leaves PL versus 5, which is a scary thing to think about, really, because he's so hard countered already. And they're smoking bottom, but Dire will have none of it.
Not even on
Avoiding
that
it
side of the map.
completely. Yeah. Elephant has definitely been gotten outplayed the last 10 minutes even, I would say. Like, just all around the map. LGD is more efficient, avoiding a lot of their smoke gangs. Just in general, not getting caught at all.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Seems like they could be waiting for Roche on the Dire side while putting some pressure on.
And Elephant beat LGD last time they faced off, correct?
Yeah, I believe it was a 3-game set. It was one of those that had like an hour game to finish the series, which LGD has been a part of multiple times.
Yeah. LGD, but Elephant also, they got better since then, but especially LGD got a lot better since that series.
I think they're
Dire's bottom tower
certainly
is
looking
under
like
attack.
they did when they were doing like the Dota pits in the middle of the season, like off season. They're playing a lot better. I think both teams are. I think a lot of teams, actually, as the season went on, especially after that break, we saw
Got a lot better.
like
yeah.
an influx in how well they were playing. Abyssal Blade picked up here for the Phantom Lancer. You've got the AC picked up for Faith Beyond.
Yeah. Almost. Abyssal also picked up on Juggernaut, which is very good against the PL because all these illusions will deal almost no damage to the
Radiant's
Juggernaut.
bottom barracks are under attack.
So no longer holding that Philosopher's Stone. Passed over to Jinkyu.
Also, he did end up taking it. I mean, his right-click damage at this point is really not that important or impactful.
Radiant's
So you just want to get that net
bottom
worth
barracks
up, get the
has
second Lotus Orb. Lotus Orb is very impactful against this Abyssal Blade, against the Orchid. Just overall very good against Shaman, you know. If Shaman ever hacks himself, he's done.
Ooh, Leveler.
Leveler for Juggernaut. Let's go. 60 more attack speed.
Actually going to break the server.
Like, if he hits buildings with Alacrity, they're going to die in a second.
Double damage, but it's
Not for the
there for
Juggernaut.
Elephant,
Yeah.
and it will be bottled by Somnus.
But a Quap. Now, I'm very scared. Like, if this Quap just gets bashed by one random right-click, she's dead. She's not very survivable at all. Like, 1800 health at this point against the Juggernaut is peanuts. Like, look how fast he's just clearing everything.
Yeah, it seems like we're at a point where the damage is quite high for a lot of heroes on LGD.
Yeah, definitely. And let's see how fast Roshan will die. With
It's
tech team.
Refresher Shard.
Alacrity. Yeah, okay. It's just gone. Like, you can't even react to this. Look how fast he's attacking the Juggernaut. This is insane.
An attack every 0.41 seconds.
Yeah, that's 2.5 seconds. I mean, 2.5 attacks per second.
Yeah.
And that's without Omni Slash attack speed multiplier.
Wow. Yeah, so smoke used here by LGD. They're going to go down towards bottom. Somnus trying to push it out a little bit. He's got that double damage bottled. Meanwhile, over to the side is Eurus inside the jungle.
And the gold lead is just growing, really. Like, it's 17k now.
Ooh.
So
They might be wise to this. Also, level 25 for Jug. He ends up taking the 475 health.
Yeah.
A little disappointed after you hyped up the +1 second.
I mean, it's the better talent overall because already nobody will survive the
Hex
Omni
coming
Slash.
through as well as the Serpent Wards. They're going to go after this Invoker. But now, Phantom Lancer, he's been stunned up, disarmed as well. Sonic Wave comes in on 3 of these heroes, and they're going to start to right-click away onto the Queen of Pain. They've got themselves a Cataclysm coming down, but it's not going to do enough damage onto these heroes on the side of Elephant to take them out. Now Hex out onto the Jug. Stun again onto Eurus, who goes after Innocence. Nobody dead the entire time as they've got the Lotus Orb that reflects the Cyclone.
Radiant's top tower is under
And it looks
attack.
as though Yang will lose that Panda, and
Got it.
nobody will lose their lives. That's impressive.
Yep. At the same time, though, they didn't really use anything other than an Invoker BKB. Whereas Radiant expanded a lot more, and now it's high ground time.
Yeah, coin.
Like, LGD played really well in that team fight to not lose anyone, despite Radiant using all of their ults. And now, it will be very tough to stop them.
Going up onto the high ground again.
Yeah. They will have to spam them out. I want to see Juggernaut destroy that barracks. Oh, it's, okay, it's just gone.
Sweep slash.
Yang has no ult,
Now
no A
going
of
to the
this.
Blade Fury, gets the kill
That-
onto Yang. So they're trying to grab them this racks. They get the melee racks. Without this Brewmaster for 60 seconds.
Yeah.
The Lotus Orb reflections are really starting to annoy the side of Elephant.
Probably just gonna go into the next lane of Rex now. So the problem for the PL is that he doesn't deal a ton of right-click damage. Like, his illusions, because of that Abyssal Blade on the Juggernaut, deal 0 damage to him. And Quap, as I said, she doesn't really have the tools to stay in a fight. Like, even though he has a lot of network, he just doesn't feel very tanky at all. And now he's going back for the BKB, but way too late. I don't think he will even complete it this game. This Juggernaut is looking to end this game right now.
And they've got the Hex, but again, it's reflected off the Lotus Orb. They're going to go after the Shadow Shaman that should be able to get the kill into FY. Now they've used that Abyssal Blade, but Yule's up into the air. Eurus
Out of mana.
using Abyssal use, but they start to back away.
Is under attack.
You don't want to make the same mistake. You don't want to dive the base if you don't have to.
Radiant's middle
So like,
tower
he's just
is
going to take
falling.
this Rex so fast. It just dies in 15 hits.
Yeah, they don't even care about killing off Red Panda.
This level of electricity damage is absurd.
It really is.
Like, I say 15 attacks, but he attacks 3 times per second.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
but-
basically 2 seconds until they're able to kill their axe.
Look at this power.
It's gone. It was there, and then it's gone. EMP, they're going to go to the Primal Split on the backline, so they've got themselves a War Rush, again, killing a Red Panda. They'll look over the Phantom Blast, who's going to use that Doppelganger once again, puts his attention onto Ame, and now they've got the Cataclysm coming down onto Eurus. They've done a lot of damage onto the Phantom Blast, so they get that kill. He's going to buy back immediately. They look over at Ame, but it's going to be reflecting a lot with the Lotus Orb. They'll start to chase the backlines of this LGD lineup as they took the Aegis out of the hands of Ame.
Eating one out as well.
Bash onto Ame. They've got the healing ward. They need to take care of that. Eurus does so. Throws the Spirit Lance over, but that's going to be reflected by the Lotus Orb that comes back over to the Phantom Lance, who continues to go after Faith Beyond. Faith Beyond now working with no mana.
Still has a
But
cheese.
he's got the team around him. They get the kill on the Red Panda. They're going to take out the Undying. He's dead for 70 seconds without buyback, but they've got the control on the Faith Beyond. They get the kill on the Nature's Prophet, who's got buyback. He can TP back into the fight. They continue forward. Look for Yang. Get the kill on the Brewmaster. They've got the Shackle. Do they have the damage to get the kill here on the Ame? Doesn't look like it, but they might be able to succeed in finally getting the kill on the Jug. He's so low, but it's not enough. Eurus falls. They call GG. LGD will take game 1 over Elephant.
And
Radiant's
very
middle
convincingly
tower is
so.
under
Like,
attack.
they crushed them. Ever since minute like 25, when they got the second Roshan, it was all LGD. Like, there was just, they gave him the whole map.
Yeah.
Gold lead increased and increased and increased. It was like 20k. You saw